Okay, well, good afternoon and welcome to our podcast this afternoon with Truro and Penwith on transferable skills. This particular podcast is one of 4, and we are tackling the issue of confidence and resilience this afternoon. So I'm joined here by Hayley McKinstry from Truro and Penwith College. I'm also joined by Jen Robertson for the Royal Cornwall Hospitals Trust, and also one of our newest MPs, Noah Law, who actually started out at the college. So really keen to hear from him. I'm Ann Vandermulen. I'm Federation of Small Businesses. We're also working on the local skills improvement plan, so hence our big interest in skills, and it is a big agenda for businesses right now. So I want to kick off and ask some really good questions about how confidence and resilience really plays a part in our workforce. And Hayley, if I may come to you first. So how does Truro and Penwith actually support their students in building their confidence and that resilience that's really needed in the workforce? You need to be tough out there, right? So and you guys know this. So how do you go about doing that?
Well, over the past couple of years, we've been identifying some really core skills, and we've done a lot of research with universities, stakeholders, employers, and also looking at some key labour market information to identify those really key transferable skills that employers need young people to have to be a resilient workforce. So we've been able to create an enrichment offer, and we've threaded these skills right the way through. But also it's about making sure that we use these different things as part of an assessment process as well. So for example, for confidence and resilience, it's about making sure that they're confident to present their work rather than just do it in a written form. It's about making them have discussion and debate and making sure they can really work on having that really clear voice and knowing exactly who they are, being confident in themselves and being able to navigate their way through life.
I think that's really important, and employers have said to us when we're doing our research, that they want good people. They want people that, are out there, that they don't want shrinking violets, and they want to have that sort of confidence given. And Jen, if I may come to you, in what ways of partnering with the college has the Royal Hospitals Cornwall Trust built confidence and resilience in your team? And I know, we're sort of talking about, we were talking earlier about superpowers and about identifying people that have some real sort of great things to offer, but may not be the mainstream sort of people that you might sort of suddenly plunge into something. So how do you support them?
So I think what we need to recognise is that, RCHT, Royal Cornwall Hospital Trust, is a large hospital. We're a large employer, and we represent the entire community that we support, that come to us for care, and our staff need to be representative of that. So wherever we can get people to come in from our local community who've had the ability to train at places like Truro College, it's really useful for us. They come to us with the skills that we're looking for. It's a tough word out there, as you said. It's really challenging. Moving from college to workplace is difficult. Coming into a new employer is difficult. Working with the public can be challenging sometimes. So actually, what skills that we find that people are developing in terms of those resilience, in terms of that confidence in yourself, getting the support to understand who you are, what your skills are, how you can use them slightly differently in the workplace to what maybe you've been traditionally brought up, understood to be. We mentioned superpowers. My superpower is I'm dyslexic. It means my brain is wired slightly differently, but it is fabulous for my employer because I solve problems differently. And there's other people out there. Our patients might have dyslexia, or they might have other background experiences that some of the students will have had. And our students, when they come into us as an employer, will see those. They'll be able to approach our care differently. That's really important.
Fantastic. And I think it's a good opportunity to bring Noah in now, actually, as an alumni of Truro College. So how did your time at the college sort of help you with all of this? I mean, you've got to be pretty confident to become an MP, right? So how did that journey happen? What happened? You came to Truro College, and suddenly you became this. Were you always this confident young man, or were you just this person that went into college? And how did they help you?
No, I think it's a really pertinent topic. Actually, I wouldn't say when I went to Truro College, especially, that I was someone brimming with confidence at the time. And Truro was definitely one of those moments in my life where I stepped up a grade in that respect. I think a big part of it was just the variety of what you can do at Truro College. So, for instance, I studied some humanities subjects, history, English, psychology, politics, and also music, and having that music course, doing a BTEC National Award was actually really good in terms of getting me out of my comfort zone on stage in a band, actually.
Fantastic.
So it wasn't just the academic subjects, which are of course very important for learning, as I think Hayley touched on, to present, to make a clear and crisp argument, but it was also that being very much out in the public, doing something creative and putting that on show as well. And Truro College was a really good place for me to be able to get out of my comfort zone and be more sort of public facing.
Wow. Well, you certainly, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll, right? So, and you really need to be resilient. So, and Jen, coming back to you, so this partnership, this strong partnership that you have with Truro and Penwith, it really has benefited your workforce. What are the real key strengths of that particular partnership that you have?
So alongside the qualifications, and I think we'll probably talk later about how we can stream the staff in and the courses that are offered, but it actually is these softer skills in terms of that resilience. Change is inevitable and it does happen, and we need people that are coming in that not only can experience our training but also are coming in with the skills and understanding of how different the workplace is. We need that resilience in us, and we need to understand that true sense of self and confidence. So, some of the courses that you were talking about, those extracurricular, the other things, the way we can develop people outside of just a solid academic qualification is really, really important. How we can engage, how we can build that sense of self and sense of self-worth is so important for us as an employer, and that's where we'd be looking for our partners to develop that as well. We want our staff to be able to bring their whole personality, their whole self to work, and to be able to have that integrity, that sense of self-belief and self-worth. So these sorts of extras that are built around the academic side is so key.
Fantastic, and that's very true. Actually, I mean, your staff actually deal with some pretty challenging, situations. Yep. They have to be really sort of resilient. So Hayley, can I just ask you? So having these strong partnerships with local businesses, and I guess when you think about a hospital, you don't necessarily think about it as being a business, but it sure is a big business, isn't it? So whether you're dealing with big businesses, small businesses. How do you really help that sort of mission with the businesses? Do you have any interaction with them specifically in supporting those people going into the workforce?
Absolutely. We have regular dialogue to understand the need and the changing need of the employer. With regards to the hospital trusts, we work really closely with key individuals to build that talent pipeline for them right from school leavers age, so from 16 right up until, we deliver nursing associates, we deliver operating department practitioners, level 6 registered nurse, and we do that literally opposite Trelisk, and we do that with the fantastic support of the college team, but the tremendous amount of input given by the hospital trust to ensure that we are creating rounded professionals. So with the T-level qualification in health, that's great because they have to do 45 days of placement, and the hospital support us so much with that, and they're already creating employees of the future. So the relationships are absolutely phenomenal, and I know that RCHT have just been recognised nationally as a T-level Employer of the Year, and that's the first T-level Employer of the Year. So a really good accolade. So yeah, really, really proud to be working with the trusts.
Brilliant. And with smaller businesses, so not everyone is as big as this kind of business. So with smaller businesses, how do you help them to sort of build that kind of resilience? And you mentioned work placements and so on. I guess you've got a kind of a ready-made work placement with the hospital. But what about other smaller businesses? How do you deal with that?
So we work with all types of businesses, and with small businesses, it's really easy to be able to work with them, for them to come in and influence and give career conversations to individuals within the college that are interested in that career journey. So it's about engaging with us in our Employer Connect initiative and just using our partnership pledge to enable small businesses to pledge the opportunities that they can provide, and whether that be work placement or whether it be guest speakers or trips or visits, or it could be anything, and no matter how small, it really does enrich and support those young people with their development and ready for their next steps.
Brilliant. And talking of development and next steps, I mean, Noah, you've come an awfully long way. I mean, we've seen you on the television in Parliament and so on. So it's a real long journey for you, actually. And so quite interested in sort of how you threaded your way through this. And I think you've probably worked in some smaller businesses on your way through. So that sort of variety of knowledge and training that you had with Truro College, and then you've gone through your career. Can you explain a little bit to us how you sort of see that, going back on those days with the college? How's that all worked for you?
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of twists and turns in that journey, but I think the one constant really is actually the variety and building those different reflexes from just doing a variety of different things. I mean, to be honest, I have worked in one field since I left university down at the Exeter Cornwall campus, which is finance. But within that, there's such a variety of different things that you can do. Starting out in the more traditional sort of corporate finance and investment banking world in London, and obviously coming from a humanities background, you're already sort of learning very different reflexes, but you need both in finance and in business. It's
a tough world.
It is, and you need to be able to sort of not just do the numbers, but also communicate your case and understand the way that the world works that we live in, and demonstrate empathy. All of these different things. So I started out with that line of work, and then I sort of broadened out to do more international development, but still financing work, and yeah, that really exposed me to different cultures and geographies of doing business. So although there's been some constants, I think the most constant thing is just variety and challenging yourself in new aspects of even if it's the same career that you follow. So that was prior to politics.
So a lot of it has been personal challenge, but that's been brought out of you by that sort of that path and the people that you've started with the college, and then you went to university and so on. So that kind of builds up your confidence in what's going on. And so now you're stood up in Parliament, and now you're talking about Cornwall. I mean, we can't let you go without talking about what your feeling is about Cornwall, how you feel about skills in Cornwall, and how you actually feel about perhaps the confidence and resilience of Cornwall that our skills are going to bring, the importance of having that skilled workforce. How do you feel about that, and what are you saying in Parliament about that for us?
Yeah, I'm always happy to talk about building our skills in Cornwall, and so yeah, I've been speaking out in the last week or so for further education and for really education that sets the next generation of Cornish workers up to enter the workplace and seize the great opportunities that we've got, whether that's in minerals, whether that's in tourism, food, agriculture, whatever it is. There's whichever path people want to follow, it's really important that we offer them the best springboard to that, and I really am impressed with the work that Truro College is doing nowadays, which has grown. It was already a lot on offer. It was a lot on offer back when I was there, but since then, you've got the site just near here, the STEM centre, and all the work that's going on there is really impressive. But it doesn't happen sort of by magic. We've got to create the conditions to bring people into the teaching that can share their skills from the industries that we're talking about. And that is one of my goals in Parliament, is to have an impact on that. So ultimately and selfishly perhaps, that we can benefit people here in Cornwall.
Absolutely. I mean, the investment is actually key, isn't it? And I think we do need to make sure that Westminster recognises Cornwall for all its fabulous things that are going on, and I think skills is the basis of that. And we do have some amazing industries that we have space and lithium and marine and floating offshore wind and all these fabulous things. But we've also got to look after our people, haven't we? So you've got the hospitals, and we mustn't forget that those skills there really underpin everything that's going on in the county. So a final question for you, Noah, actually, on all of that. How do you think that Westminster would feel about our current skills landscape in Cornwall? Do you think that, are we excited about it? And I mean, they'd obviously be excited if they went to see the Future Skills Institute and Calywith College and those scary dummies that they have in there that they teach the nursing students on. Can we show them more of that? Is that possible?
Yeah, I'd love to do that at some point. I mean, there's a huge piece of work going on at the minute with Skills England, where they are sort of looking down to all of the different areas of Britain to understand what the skills need is, and I'm going to be there every step of the way banging the drum for what we have here and what we need in terms of training and skills. So and that may need to involve some first-hand visits from the ministers, etc. So happy to welcome them here in due course and make sure that they really understand the opportunity that we have here in Cornwall.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much. And we'll probably hold you to that. It's on camera, right? Yeah, it is.
We heard it.
So, and Hayley, I just want to come to you and actually, so we're going to have all these ministers and everybody coming. How do people get in touch with the college? How do they find out about you? How do they see what's going on? And, can a minister in London click on a website and have a look? And can they talk to you? How do they get in touch?
They absolutely can. What we really want is to make sure that everybody can access our partnership pledge, because we need to gain as many opportunities to enrich the life of these young people to make the workforce of the future. So on the website, there is a QR code that takes you straight to the partnership pledge. And it doesn't matter how little you think it is, every single thing makes a difference. So like I said, from careers conversations to make sure that you can explain the industry in a little bit more detail, or just allowing them to come to your business or anything like that. So yeah, the partnership pledge is on the website. So that'd be the best way.
Fantastic. Well, I think, the confidence and resilience of Cornwall, Cornwall one and all has always been pretty confident and resilient. We've just got to shout about it a little bit more. So I'd like to thank you all. So thank you, Hayley and Noah and Jen for joining us, talking about this so well and so confidently. And hopefully we'll get those ministers coming down to see us. And we thank you for watching this podcast.